Okay, Haribo. So, we are continuing our Sloka classes. And we finished the first two chapters of Bhagavad Gita. We learned many nice verses about Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And we had about a dozen lectures on Bhagavad Gita. A bit more. And we learned many nice verses. So now we're going to start studying the different Vaishnava tattvas. Different important truths that are given by our acharyas and given in our scriptures. So, there are many different tattvas that are important to learn. There is Guru tattva, Vaishnav tattva, Krishna tattva, Jeev tattva, Bhagavat tattva, Radha tattva, Maya tattva, Sadhan tattva, Abhideya tattva, Sambandha tattva, Prayojan tattva. Many different tattvas. Each of these tattvas is like a different scriptural philosophical truth. Like you can also say Achinta Beda Beda Tattva. So many tattvas. So it's important for us to learn these things. When we learn these tattvas properly, then we can go from the stage of Komal Shraddha or weak faith to the stage of Paramartik Shraddha or very strong faith that is based on scriptural knowledge. Not only knowledge but realization. One thing is Gyan, one is Vigyan. Gyan means knowledge. But Vigyan means realized knowledge. But to get to the stage of Vigyan, first we have to come to the stage of Gyan. Spiritual knowledge, Bhakti Gyan. Not material knowledge, spiritual knowledge. And therefore we study these different tattvas, and these can help us progress from the stage of Komal Shraddha, which means weak faith, to Paramartik Shraddha, which means very strong faith that's unshakable. When we're new, when we join the movement, then we start hearing some things from Vaishnavas, but we don't have proper knowledge at first. And so many people can come and try to tell us, oh, this is not the right path, why are you doing this, you should go somewhere else. And they can easily kind of sway us towards leaving the shelter of Guru and Vaishnavas. So that's why when we learn from Guru and Vaishnavas about these different tattvas, and we meditate upon these truths while we do our sadhana, while we chant Harinam, while we do bhakti, then gradually this will make our shraddha go from what is komal or weak to paramartik, very strong and fixed. So that's why we're learning these tattvas. And I said, this is the process to go from the lower level of bhakti or kanishta level, neophyte level, towards the madhyam level or the intermediate level. The madhyam Vaishnav is realized or conversant in all kinds of scriptural truths for the Vaishnavas. That is one symptom of the madhyam Vaishnav. Also the madhyam Vaishnav knows how to deal with all kinds of people on different levels. These are one of the verses we're going to learn. We'll learn verses in Vaishnav Tattva. We'll learn verses about who is a Kanishta Vaishnav, who is a Madhyam Vaishnav, who is a Uttama Vaishnav, and how does the Kanishta behave with other devotees, how does the Madhyam behave with other devotees, how does the Uttam behave with other people. So all these things are important for us to learn. One of the verses about Madhyam is Ishvare tada dineshu baliseshu chucha prema maitri kripa upeksha yakuroti samadhyamaha. So we need to learn all these things because then this is one of our Guru Sevas. Everything we're doing is to please Guru and Vaishnavas. So this is Guru Seva. To learn these things is also Guru Seva. This is service to Srila Gurudev because it's pleasing Gurudev. Oh, when a parent or mother and father send their children to school, they want to see that the children are learning something. And when the children come back from school, they'll say, oh, what did you learn today? Now what did you learn? And if the children can't say anything, then they'll think, oh, alas, my child is very dumb, very foolish. So they want us to learn something. They want us to learn and progress in the path of bhakti. They want each of the devotees to become very pakka, very fixed and strong. That they can also spread Krishna's message to other people. This is Gurudev's desire. Gurudev, also not only Gurudev's desire, but all acharyas want this. Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote an article called Gauranga Samaj, the Society of Sri Gauranga. And in the end of that article, he said that I want now that devotees should establish universities or academies only for spiritual studies. You should start schools, he said, for spiritual studies in the path of bhakti yoga. And there people can learn all about proper bhakti. And you can bring, especially he said young people, it's more easy for young people to learn these things. But actually there's no age limitation. We can see older people are going to university nowadays also and becoming quite educated. So there's no actual age limitation. But especially he said you should bring young people into this line. Komara charad pragya dharman bhagavataniha dulabha manusham janma Rarte Drubam Apyudam. That from the age of childhood, you should try to follow this path, if you can. Gurudev also says that in his Uspadeshavali. He said you should try to follow this path of Bhagavad Dharma from childhood. But if you haven't started in childhood, it doesn't matter. From whatever time you can start, you start. But gradually we should start to try to learn the different Vaishnava tattvas, because this can make us strong in bhakti. Like when you have a very young plant, then it can be easily stamped upon, right? Elephants or other wild animals, or someone may come and eat it. We see in Braj, we can see on the pathways, on the Parikrama Marg, they make many plants. They've planted many trees, but they put a cage around it to protect it. Because it's a young tree, when it's very young, then animals may come and eat it, or someone may trample over it, accidentally even. So we need some kind of cage to become strong. But then when we grow up, when it's a big tree like a banyan tree, like 10 feet wide, then no one can trample over a tree like that. So when we're in the stage of Komal Shraddha, it means we're very soft and weak in our faith. And that stage we can easily be trampled upon. Our bhakti can be stamped out, or a heavy wind may come, like different siddhantas, different ideas may come, ideologies may come and sweep us away. So that's why it's important that we become strong and mature in bhakti. We should grow. We should always be thinking, how can I grow in my bhakti? If we're always thinking, how can I grow in my bhakti, and we're actually progressing like that and growing, then we'll become very strong, paramartik shraddha. And then when we become strong in bhakti, by learning, not only learning the verses, learning sastra, we learn sastra, and then we practice in our life, and we do seva. Everything else is the same. Like in Gurukul, this is a Gurukul. This is an ashram. Ashram is said, or a mat. What is the meaning of a mat? Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada said, Matanti Vasanti Chatra. The temple, or mat, is the place where chatra, or students, reside. Matanti Vasanti. Vasanti means to reside somewhere, and chatra means students. So Matanti Vasanti Chatra, a temple is where students live. That is the Gurukul. And so if we're not learning anything, and we're only doing different sevas, then that's not sufficient. We should also try to learn. We see in the Gurukuls, since thousands of years and thousands of ages, students came under the shelter of sages, or sadhus, or rishis, or gurus, and they would serve in the daytime, caring for the cows, grazing the cows, cleaning, tending to plants and vegetables and flowers. But then every day, at least 2, 3, 4 times a day, they would have their lessons. They would hear Harikatha. We can see Ram Chandra would hear Harikatha from Vashishta and Vishwamitra in the forest. Krishna himself would hear Harikatha from Sandipani Muni. So Krishna himself set the example of how to live in the Gurukul, or live in the ashram, and learn and do seva. So we are doing so many sevas. And we hear Harikatha morning and evening. But why we're having another class under Prabhuji's direction is so that we can also start to try to imbibe these things in a more of like a study kind of method. So we'll learn a sloka together, and then later on we'll have to repeat the slokas one at a time, and then be able to speak the translations, each of us. See, in class there's no one generally saying, okay, do you remember what you heard? Okay, can you speak that sloka? But we're learning this as like a study format, so we're trying to learn these slokas, and then after we finish one tattva, like, okay, now we finished Guru Tattva. Now each person should be able to say what slokas we learned, what are the translations, what is the basic tattva, in your own words. Like we finished 2 chapters of Gita with the boys. Now we're doing it with more people. But then, now, do you remember the first and second chapter? What is the essence? Can you speak out about it for half an hour or 1 hour? In this way we're trying to actually learn, because otherwise we can be like a rock that all the water is flowing over. But how much are we absorbing? But if we are thinking that, oh, I might have to also repeat this, then we'll focus more. Oh, okay, tomorrow, Abhiram, you're going to have to repeat class. What was the essence? In your own words, with your own explanation, your own purport. What was the essence of this course, this class? Okay, what was the essence of the class, Jamun? Mohan, what verses do you know? Then this is like, when we feel this, oh, now I have to also speak. Then this pressure makes us focus more and retain more. So we're going to do it like that. Okay, now what verse did we learn yesterday? And Gurudev said, it's easy to remember the verse you learned yesterday, but do you remember the verse you learned last year? He said it's more impressive if you can say, oh, I learned 5 years ago, I learned these 10 verses and these teachings, these translations, and now these are my realizations. I've been thinking about these verses for like 5 years. And these are my realizations about these verses. These verses, why are we learning verses? Why? All our acharyas focused on learning slokas. We see, Bharam Gurudev would give candies or chocolates to Bhami Goswami Maharaj when he would learn slokas. And he had such a sharp memory, he was like Shrutidar. He would, hearing something once, he would never forget it. So every day he would memorize like 40 verses. And Bharam Gurudev would give him 40 toffees. And then he would take these toffees and pass it out to his friends. And say, now he would do it like marketing. Okay, now you say a sloka, I'll give you a chocolate. And also we see, when we were in Mathura, Prabhuji would teach us slokas, and he would follow the same kind of format. He said, every day you learn 2 slokas. We would learn 2 slokas on our own. Now we're going to make it easier. We're going to learn and memorize the slokas together. Before, Prabhuji would give the slokas and repeat it together a few times. And then Prabhuji would say, okay, now you learn it on your own. Tomorrow you come and you repeat it. So we would go in a circle. Okay, you say the sloka, now you say the sloka, now you say the sloka. Also the translation in your own words. He said, don't repeat like a parrot. One thing is like a parrot. Okay, I read it, I memorize it, and I say the exact same thing. But if you have some realization about it, then you can speak in a way, not only realization, but try to put it in your own words and your own experience. Then it becomes more fixed inside of you. It becomes more concrete inside of you. Then it sets, like concrete, it will set then. So we want to learn the verses like that. And if you can't repeat the verses in English, you can repeat in your own language, your own mother language. It doesn't matter, you can speak it, the verse in Chinese or in Russian, French, Spanish, whatever, See, the French devotees can say it in French, and the Spanish devotees can say it in Spanish, Italian devotees in Italian. We're also doing it, Prabhuji said yesterday also that you should put it should be up, like available, so that people can see and also get the benefit from watching also. If they're not physically here, they can see it and watch it and learn the slokas also and see that how we are setting the example of like a proper mat or gurukul, where people are here to learn how to follow bhakti, how to progress in bhakti. Many times people ask Prabhuji, why did God make this world? Why are we suffering in this world? What is the point of this existence, this creation? Prabhuji said, this is like a school. Whenever Prabhuji's asked this question, he said, this world is like a school. You can say like the school of hard knocks. They have this saying in English. So we come here to learn, to become qualified to enter Krishna's own Braj Bhumi, Braj Dham, through our own spiritual sadhana and practice and studies under guidance of Guru Vaishnavas. From childhood, everyone is going to different schools. People go to school even before kindergarten, preschool, then kindergarten, then primary school up to 8th grade, then high school up to 12th grade in the US, then university, then college, sometimes community college 2 years, then college for a major 4 years, then university for another 3-4 years, then they want to do a PhD 6 years. So how many years in school? Like 20 years or more. But what do we learn ultimately? We work so hard to gain material knowledge, but what is ultimately the benefit? All of us, we can probably say, everyone's been to school. It's like, if you can imagine, like, what is the importance of spiritual education? We give no value for spiritual education or retainment. But if you were to hear, this person never went to school in their whole life, and you would kind of like think it's kind of sad, you never went to school, you never learned math, you never learned grammar, you never learned geology and geography, ontology, morphology, philosophy, all these things, drama, you didn't learn any of this. Then you think, poor person, such a poor fool, And we spend so much work for gaining material education. But how much time do we get for gaining spiritual education? We hear every day Harikatha 2 times a day, but how much soaks in? How much can we remember and say, like before Prabhuji would do this also, we would be speaking on a book like Shikshastakam in Navadvip, 2012. And after 1 month, he said, now I want everyone to be able to say, now you speak for half an hour, you speak for half an hour, you speak for half an hour. What did you learn? Because otherwise it's like, I don't remember anything. What's the benefit? So we're going to learn one verse today, but I'll tell you a funny story that just came to mind. Funny story. Madhvacharya had a bull. Madhvacharya, the founder of this sampradaya, we are in the Madhva Gaudiya sampradaya, right? So Madhvacharya, he had a bull. And whenever Madhvacharya would speak Harikatha, this bull would be extremely focused, listening. It seemed like he was listening. Everyone's thinking he's just a dumb bull. But, everyone else would kind of like nod off sometimes, check their phone. Maybe that time no phone, I think. Maybe. We don't know. Check their tablet, like stone tablet. This was like 2,000 years ago. We don't know. Check their apple. Take a bite. But the bull was completely focused, the whole class. Like ears forward, face forward, and like watching. And Madhvacharya began to praise the bull. Just see how focused the bull is. Oh, you guys are not paying attention properly to the class, and the bull is paying so much attention. And the bull was always like that. And also, what did the bull do? The bull was always, his seva was to carry all the books. Because they didn't have trains and cars and planes. So they had all the different sastras would be kept in the bullock cart. And the bull would carry them whenever they would go from one place to another. This bull would have the seva of carrying all the sastras. So by doing this seva, he developed so much sukriti by this service. It said, by developing sukriti, then you get the ability to understand sastra and to absorb it. That's why seva is so important. We may think, oh, I don't remember any Harikatha. I haven't learned anything I've been hearing for so long. This means there's some lacking in our sukriti. Sukriti means some kind of field or platform is created in our heart to be able to receive all this divine wisdom. This is very important. When students go to the Gurukul, then Guru gives them seva, because by seva you develop sukriti, cheto darpana marjanam. First you need to clean your heart. And how did Mahaprabhu teach how to clean the heart? Mahaprabhu said, cheto darpana marjanam, clean your heart. But how did he teach this? The Gundicha Mandir. He took them all to the Gundicha Mandir and he engaged them in seva, in cleaning the temple. And we see in all different Gurukuls, when they come to Guru, he says, okay, go out and do some seva now. And he gives them cows to tend. And if they properly do their seva, they create sukriti, which is like some pious merits or some spiritual bhakti merits, through which it's like currency, through which you can purchase this divine knowledge. By your seva, by your sincerity, then you can get this. Mahaprabhu taught this, all our acharyas taught this. So the bull was like that. The bull was doing so much seva, carrying all the books around, doing hard work. And then when Harikatha was going on, he was completely focused. And Madhvacharya would glorify the bull, and the other disciples, some of them became very envious, and they thought, let's kill this stupid bull. So one time they brought this very venomous, poisonous snake in a box. They collected the snake, and at night, when no one could see, they put this snake right next to the bull. And they had kept it in the box for a long time, so it becomes very angry, not feeding it. It was very hungry and very angry, and a very poisonous snake. So they let it out right next to the bull, and immediately the snake bit the bull. And they thought, yes, now we're going to kill the bull. But what happened? What happened? Can you guess? The snake died. The snake bit the bull and the snake died. Next day, Madhvacharya saw the dead snake there. He said, look at the power of the bull's sadhan and seva and harikatha. It said, Ayur harati vai pungsam udyan astan chayan aso. That when the sun and moon rise and set, the lifespan of people, the people's lifespan decreases. When the sun rises, the sun sets, the moon rises, it means your lifespan is going away. It's said in Sastra, why did God create the sun, the moon, the stars? This is a way that time is being calculated, like a huge clock, universal clock. And as this clock is going by, this is your time, your shot clock going down, This is your lifespan decreasing. But it said, if someone is always absorbed in Harikatha, hearing talks about Sri Krishna, meditating on Sri Krishna, then the time can never affect you. You become transcendental and immortal. So the bull was always absorbed in Harikatha, therefore, and he was always focused in Harikatha and absorbing everything. So the snake bite, why also is a snake significant? Because it said Kal is like a snake. Kal Sap. This means the snake of time is always coming to devour us. But the bull was always absorbed in Harikatha, therefore the snake could not touch him. So when the snake bit him, instead of him dying, the bull dying, the snake died. That's why it said in the Bhagavatam verse we learned before that fear itself is afraid of those who chant Harinam and absorb themselves in Harikatha. fear personified, time personified, or afraid of such devotees are always absorbed in Harikatha and in Seva under Guru and Vaishnava's guidance. They're afraid themselves. So such is the power of Harikatha. So this snake died, right? Then what happened to the bull? So they were very envious, but there's nothing they could do. They already tried to kill it, and they thought if we do too much now, then Gurudev will curse us. So they tolerated. They said, then what happened? It's a very interesting story. In his next life, this bull became a prince. Almost 99% sure his name was Dondapat. I read it a few years ago, and we heard this class from Prabhuji also. It's a famous story. So he became a prince. Why? By doing seva, by hearing Harikatha, by building Sukriti. And it said, Krishna says in the Gita, that if you follow bhakti in this life, and you don't get to the goal, and you anyhow fall off or something happens, then in the next life you'll get a very good position from which you can continue in your path. You'll rise up. And it said you'll be born in like a opulent, like in a wealthy family, or you'll be educated, and you'll get a good opportunity to start bhakti again from a higher level. So the bull was born as a prince in his next life after Madhvacharya had already gone. And Madhvacharya's disciple was then preaching. So when Madhvacharya's disciple was preaching, then one day he was going by one river with his disciples. And this prince, he would always ride on his horses with his friends. He liked riding horses a lot. And they would ride to that river, and they would cross over the river with the horses. It wasn't so deep. And when they were crossing over the river, the prince would drink water from the river like a bull. Said, like we see animals how they drink water. Like people don't generally drink water like a horse or a bull, you know, like walking up to the river in their shoulders and then like... People don't generally do like that. You see horses, if you watch a horse when it drinks from a river or well, it like stands, it'll put its head and then like suck it in. Or like that. Or with their tongue. No, bulls don't do it with their tongue. Right? So it would ride up to its shoulders on its horse. He would ride on the horse and go up to his shoulders, and then he would drink water like that. And Madhvacharya's disciple, who was the acharya at that time, was going by with his disciples, with his followers, and he looked and he saw this prince with his friends drinking water from the river like that, and he said, "Oh, you look just like a bull." And then as soon as he said like this, bas, he had a flashback, all his past life, and he remembered, oh, I was the sevak of Madhvacharya, and I always carried his books, and I listened to his Harikatha. He remembered that. And then immediately he came out of the river on his horse, got off the horse, and offered pranam to Madhvacharya's disciple, who was the acharya. He offered pranam. And he inquired, oh, how can I serve you? Please tell me more. He said, now I remember. Yes, it's very strange, like I'm having past life regression. I remember now I was a bull. So he said, okay. Then he began giving Harikatha. So this was by the power of his seva before, and his sukriti and his sadhana and his meditation on Harikatha, he came to such a position. That's why we learn in the Gita the importance of seva. And this is a verse we're going to learn in the 4th chapter, text 34. Tadvidi pranipatena pariprasnena seva upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshina. The person who is self-realized will give divine wisdom unto you when he sees that you are surrendered, pranipat, pariprasna, and sevaya. When you do seva, when you surrender, then when you inquire. Because then you are creating a vessel in your heart to receive their mercy. Without seva, you cannot receive their mercy and their wisdom. It will just flow past you. That's why seva is so important. So then he asked, oh, I was a bull in my last life and I was serving Madhvacharya. He said, yes, this is true. This is not just imagination. So then he thought, okay, now let me take shelter of you. You're his disciple. He was like his pure disciple, and he was preaching that time. So he said, I'm going to surrender unto you. Now please accept me as your disciple. He said, okay, gave him mantra. So then the prince went home that night, and the parents saw that now he had become a little bit renounced. After that time, then he was chanting more, meditating, worshipping the Thakurji, and they thought before, just a few days ago, he was just an ordinary boy, ordinary prince. Now he's starting to do Hari Bhajan. What should we do? So they thought, let's quickly get him married. This is what family people think. Oh, now they're becoming a little bit like a sadhu. Then quickly arrange their marriage. So they arranged one very beautiful princess and they arranged their marriage. And he was like completely aloof, but he thought, okay. He asked his Gurudev, what should I do? They're trying to force me to be married. He said, don't worry. Let everything go along in this proper course of time. So they got married. And then the night of their honeymoon, like after your marriage, not the honeymoon even, it said the marriage isn't complete until you consummate the marriage. That's the real marriage, the real yagya. This is one kind of yagya also. So that yagya night, when she came into his bedroom, and she was thinking, now I'm his wife, now he will accept me, now he'll embrace me. In Indian culture, before marriage, man and woman will never even meet, hold hands, touch, kiss, anything like that. They're very strict. Once marriage is finished, then you can have some relationship. So then she came into the room thinking, now I'm going to find my husband. And then she saw sitting there, it said, by Guru's mercy, he received such a power that family life would not be able to touch him. And she saw sitting there was one like cobra. This is the story as it's given in the Sastra. In Madhvacharya's biography, it's described like this. In the biography of his disciple, he was sitting there like a cobra. She screamed and ran out. And then she went and she was screaming. Everyone became astonished, like what happened? Then the mother and father also went inside, and she is doing meditation like that with a big hood, like a cobra. And they became so afraid and they left. And then the next day he was like, okay, now I'm leaving. He was back in his normal form. He said, now I'm going and taking shelter of my Gurudev. And they're like, yeah, good, leave. So this is Madhvacharya's mercy. Before the snake tried to bite him, it couldn't touch him. And then he had that power to attain such a form as well. So anyhow, because he came under shelter of Anantashesh, Guru Tattva. So because he came under shelter of Anantashesh Guru Tattva, Anantadev, then he could take this form also. This is described in, I think it's Jayatirtha. Have you heard this story? You missed the beginning of the story, but anyhow, it's a nice story. So this is the importance of focusing properly and learning properly Harikatha and learning Sastra. By doing this, then and by doing seva, it's possible to imbibe it and learn it. If you don't do seva, then you won't be able to remember all these things. So seva is so important. Seva is the most important thing. We learn this Sastra and Harikatha so that we can remain fixed in seva. Otherwise, after some time, we can lose taste. Oh, why am I doing all this seva? So the reason we're learning all these things also is that we remain fixed in doing seva under guidance of Hari Guru and Vaishnava, serving Hari Guru and Vaishnavas in the Dham. We're doing it for that reason, not that I want to become a great Pandit or learned person. If we don't learn anything, then after a long time, I'm doing seva, I'm working so hard, but no one's praising me, no one understands how hard I'm working, and what is the benefit anyway? So that's why we're learning, so that we can be fixed in our focus to always do seva. That is our eternal dharma. Our eternal dharma is to do seva. So then we'll stop there, and we will learn this sloka for the day. Okay, so this morning we spoke about Guru Tattva. We spoke about Diksha Guru, qualification of Diksha Guru, different levels of Diksha Guru, and also Parakya Guru, or Paramartik, or Vaishnavi Guru. And we heard a few different quotations about Guru Tattva. And over the next days, we'll continue reading from the Upadeshavali, because these also are covering different tattvas, like Guru Tattva. And we'll learn a few verses of Guru Tattva. Before, Prabhuji had us learn all the verses, like 50, 60 Guru Tattva verses, 50, 60 Vaishnava Tattva verses. But it will take a long time. But as much as you can, and as much as you want on your own, you can learn all these things. We're going to learn it together, and it's only within 10 minutes we'll learn a new verse. And then the next day when we start, we'll revise that verse in 1 or 2 minutes. And every day we'll revise the verses that we learned before until we become perfect at them. And then once a month we'll revise them. It said you learn one verse one day. Then the next day revise that verse you learned. And then for 1 or 2 weeks revise. And then after that you can revise once a month. And we shouldn't be lazy in revising. It said more important than learning is revising it, because now it's Kali Yuga and the brains aren't as sharp as they used to be in the different ages. So we have to revise regularly. But this is not so hard. Every day we're chanting Harinam how many times? 16 rounds, 32 rounds, 64 rounds. So how hard is it to chant one sloka? Most of these slokas are the same length as a Mahamantra. Most of the Bhagavad Gita slokas are the same length of a Mahamantra. And we chant one Mahamantra in 6 seconds, 8 seconds. So you say the sloka, Dharma Kshetra Kurukshetra Samavetiyu Sva Mamaka Pandavas Chaiva Kima Kurvata Sanjaya, 7 seconds. You say it. Tadvidi pranipatena pariprasnena seva upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshina. 7 seconds. 6 seconds. So you can revise a verse in 6 seconds. So why not revise then? But it's very difficult on your own, so we're going to do it together. We're going to do it together. We'll revise the verses we learn, and then we'll also take time to have everyone repeat the verses one by one until they become fixed in our minds and hearts. So today we're going to learn this verse that has to do with what we were talking about this morning. This morning we were talking about Guru Tattva. So one important verse that Mahaprabhu gave is Kiba Vipra Kiba Nasi Sudra Kenanai Ye Krishna Tattva Veta Se Guru Hoy. Alright, this is from Chaitanya Charitamrita. This is Madhya Lila. You have the Sloka book there. Which is the Madhya? It's from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila. Which chapter and verse? Which one? 2 is Madhya, 254. You can tell me, it's in that book, the Sloka Amritam. Or you can...
Chapter 8, 128. Madhya Lila chapter 8.
And text?
128.
Okay, so Madhya Lila, 128. Chapter 8, verse 128, Madhya Lila. We're going to learn this verse today. Kiba Vipra, Kiba Nyasi Sudra Kenanai, Jai Krishna Tattva Veta Se Guru Hoy. So we have 15 minutes left before bhajan start. This is a short verse. This will take us like 5-6 minutes to learn. But I'll just quickly describe how we're going to do it. So what we'll do is, we'll say it word for word. First I'll say it word for word and give you the meaning of each word. Okay, so Kiba Vipra, Kiba Nyasi Sudra Kenanai, Jai Krishna Tattva Veta Se Guru Hoy. So Kiba means whether. Like whoever one may be. Whether, Kiba, one is a Vipra or a Brahmin. Kibra Nyasi, which is a sannyasi, whether one is a Brahmin or a sannyasi. Shudra Kenanai, or even if one is a Shudra. Jai Krishna Tattva Veta Se Guru Hoy. Jai, that person or who knows Veta Krishna Tattva, or who is a knower of the absolute truth, Se Guru Hoy, that person is a guru. So this morning you were asking the question, who is a guru? Who is qualified to be guru? But Mahaprabhu himself teaches like this. Kiba Vipra, Kiba Nyasi Sudra Kenanai, Jai Krishna Tattva Veta Se Guru Hoy. Whether one is a Brahmin or a sannyasi or even a Sudra, that person who properly knows Krishna Tattva, they are guru. Why? Some people were saying, oh, Ramananda Roy, he is just like a Shudra. He is serving the king. He's the governor. This is like a Sudra position, being a servant of someone else. Mahaprabhu was very angry. He said, why are you questioning? Kiba Vipra, Kiba Nasi, Sudra Kenanai, Jai Krishna Tattva Veta Se Guru Hoy. I don't know if this is in that part of the Madhya Lila, but in that same area. Same chapter maybe. So Mahaprabhu said like this, that look, whether one is a Brahmin, a sannyasi, or even a Shudra, apparently from a lower birth, if they know Krishna Tattva properly, they are a guru. So we're going to learn this verse. It said, to think that a Vaishnava is a Shudra is aparad. This is a great offense. There's another verse we'll learn later on. Arche Vishnu Shiladir Guru Sunaramatir Vaishnave Jati Buddhir. It's a longer verse, but I don't want to go into it too long now. But said, if you think that Arche Vishnu, the deity of Vishnu, is a mere stone, or like Shalagram is mere stone. Arche Vishnu Shiladir, like it's just a stone. Giraj is just a stone. Guru Sunara Matir, Guru is an ordinary man. Vaishnave Jati Buddhi. You think, oh, Vaishnava is Shudra, Vaishnava is Brahmin, Vaishnava is Mlecha, Antyaja. Then such a person will live in hell. They already are living in a hellish condition of life. Because they're only looking at like the external skin. They don't have any idea about the Atma. Okay, so we're going to learn this verse now. So the way we're going to do it is, now we learn the word for word. So we're going to break it into, it's very short actually, but I think we can do each line and just do 2 lines, or we don't have to break it in 4 parts. It's very short. Yeah, okay, so what we're going to do is, we're going to say it, I'll say it once, and then you repeat it, and then we're going to say it together, okay? Kiba Vipra, Kiba Nyasi, Shudra Kenanoi. You can say Kiba Vipra, Kiba Nyasi, Shudra Kenanoi. Kiba Vipra, Kiba Nyasi, Shudra Kenanoi. Okay, so what we're going to do is, we're going to say it 10 times together, out loud. And while you are doing this, you can look at it and try to remember it. Try to remember the meanings also, not just the words, okay? And then we're going to say it silently. After you say it 10 times out loud, then you're going to close your eyes and say it in your mind silently, like you chant your Gayatri Mantra, silently. This is called Manasik Japa. And that means that you can do it like that, it's stuck in your mind. Okay? So we're going to say it 10 times out loud, the first line, and then we're going to do it at least 5 times in your mind silently, okay? You ready? Kiba Vipra, Kiba Nyasi, Shudra Kena Noi, 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 Kiba Vipra, Kiba Nyasi, Shudra Kena Noi. Now close your eyes and try to say it in your mind 5 times. Okay, you did it. Okay, so now we're going to do the second line. Don't worry, we're going to come back to it again. It's difficult the first time you're doing this, but after a while you'll get better at it. And also, don't worry, we're going to revise it every day. So even if you don't get it perfect now, we're going to revise it every day. Also, not only should you try to remember it when we're revising it every day, but you should try to remember it during the day at different times, like when you're taking prasadam, when you're going to bed, before you go to bed, when you wake up. Whenever you have a little bit of spare time, try to remember the verse. And then even if you forget a little bit, you remember a little bit and it'll stick in your mind. Okay, so we did that first line. Kiba Vipra, Kiba Nasi, Shudra Kena. Now we're going to do the second line. Okay, you ready? 10 times. Jai Krishna Tattva Veta Se Guru Hoy. 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 Jai Krishna Tattva Veta Se Jai Krishna Tattva Veta Se Guru Hoy. Jai Krishna Tattva Veta Se Guru Hoy. Now say it in your mind. Okay, so now we're going to do both lines together 10 times out loud. You can look at it at that time, but afterwards you're going to have to close your eyes and without looking at it, try to repeat it in your mind. Okay? Kiba Vipra, Kiba Nyasi, Shudra Kena Noi, Jai Krishna Tattva Veta Se Guru Hoy. Kiba Vipra, Kiba Nyasi, Shudra Kena Noi, Jai Krishna Tattva Veta Se Guru Hoy. Kiba Vipra, Kiba Nyasi, Shudra Kena Noi, Jai Krishna Tattva Veta Se Guru Hoy. Kiba Vipra, Kiba Nyasi, Shudra Kena Noi, Jai Krishna Tattva Veta Se Guru Hoy. Kiba Vipra, Kiba Nyasi, Shudra Kena Noi, Jai Krishna Tattva Veta Se Guru Hoy. Kiba Vipra, Kiba Nyasi, Shudra Kena Noi, Jai Krishna Tattva Veta Se Guru Hoy. Kiba Vipra, Kiba Nyasi, Shudra Kena Noi, Jai Krishna Tattva Veta Se Guru Hoy. Kiba Vipra, Kiba Nyasi, Shudra Kena Noi, Jai Krishna Tattva Veta Se Guru Hoy. Kiba Vipra, Kiba Nyasi, Shudra Kena Noi, Jai Krishna Tattva Veta Se Guru Hoy. You can try now. Close your eyes and try. Okay, no problem. We're going to get better. Try to close your eyes and remember a little bit at least. Okay, I'll ask you some of the words. What is the meaning of the words, okay? What is the meaning of Veta?
Snow.
The knower. Sanatan, right out of the gate. Close second, Jamuna. Okay, let's do another one. What is the meaning of Guru? 2 for 2. Okay, what is the meaning of Krishna? Nobody. Oh, pretty good. Krishna, the all-attractive reservoir of pleasure. Okay, so now I'll ask you a line. What is the meaning of Jai Krishna Tattva Veta Say Guru Hoy? Sanatan's not allowed to answer. Jai Krishna Tattva Veta Say Guru Hoy. What is the meaning? You. What is the meaning? Jai Krishna Tattva Veta Say Guru Hoy.
Who realized this truth about Krishna, he able to be Guru.
He is Guru.
He is Guru.
He is Guru.
He is Guru.
Guru Hoy means he is Guru, not Guru Hoga. Not that he will be, he is Guru. Jai Krishna Tattva Veta Say Guru Hoy. Whether one is a Brahmin, a sannyasi, or even a Shudra, if he is fully conversant with the science of Sri Krishna and is realized in Sri Krishna, he should be understood to be Sri Guru. Kiba Vipra, Kiba Nasi, Sudra, Kenanoy, Jai Krishna Tattva Veta Say Guru Hoy, Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bo. Okay, so we will do again tomorrow, Hari Bo. Vanchakapadrupasya, Kripasindhuvevasa, Pitanang Pavanibhyo,